Hi, church. Pastor Jeff here with another Trinity check-in. I am at the second best church in Lincoln with my wife, who is the pastor of South Gate United Methodist Church. If we go to her office, you can see relics of the second best baseball team, the Cardinals, also.
You know, do you want me to do this video or not?
No, I am here not only because I want to share her with all of you, but because she and a team from Southgate just had a wonderful experience, and I want to share that with you. If you've been around Trinity for long, you've heard of UMCOR, the United Methodist Committee on Relief. Don't we Methodists have great names for things? It is among the larger relief agencies, non-governmental relief agencies in the world. Whenever there's a hurricane or a crisis of some sort or an earthquake, UMCOR is there. That we've been doing this for decades, and it's amazing what they do. And the team from Southgate went down to their depot in Louisiana and got to see some of that. So, Amy, welcome. Tell us about the trip. What did you see? What did you experience? What do they do there?
Okay, so we went to the Sager-Brown UMCOR depot at Baldwin, Louisiana. Sager-Brown, the location has been a part of Methodist Church for many decades. It used to be a school. It closed in the early 70s, and then in 92, UMCOR set up there to do some response to Hurricane Andrew, and from there it became a location where they shipped out relief kits, and it still is that today. And so we went with people from across the Great Plains Annual Conference. About 50 of us from Kansas and Nebraska went down to the depot. They have dormitories to stay in there, and there were also groups there that week from Arkansas and Texas and Iowa. So they said we were the biggest group they had had since before the pandemic. And so we were there packing flood buckets, or their cleaning kits. Those are in the 5-gallon buckets with all kinds of cleaning supplies.
Yeah, just a reminder, a couple years ago, we put together flood buckets at Trinity, and when we sent them down, Sager-Brown is where they went to be processed and shipped out, and that's what you all were working on. Hopefully our buckets were already out, but
oh yeah,
one's like
likely.
them.
Yeah. Then we also were working on verifying hygiene kits or health kits. When kits are sent there, they have groups open the kits up and verify that the items in there are the ones that are needed to be there, and that nothing is damaged or things like that. You know, like sometimes the nail clippers can rust or towels can get stained.
Yeah, and you got to pack them right
them
for
out.
shipping. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we spent, those working on the hygiene kits were verifying kits that had come in. Those working on the cleaning buckets were assembling buckets from bulk supplies that had been purchased. And there was a lot of that work going on. But in addition to the kits, there were other projects that folks in our group were working on locally. There were 2 teams building 2 separate wheelchair ramps for homes right there nearby, people who needed added accessibility to their homes. In fact, one woman who was a recipient of a wheelchair ramp was invited to join us for dinner. Miss Marva, I believe her name was, and she was such a sweet woman. And then there were also some repair work, maintenance work that several of our team did around the campus there at Sager-Brown. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, there were opportunities to do outreach through local organizations. There was one place that was, I believe it's called Shea Hope. It's, if I'm remembering correctly, it's a domestic violence shelter and assistance. There was another emergency food aid organization. There was another one that was a daycare for adults with developmental challenges. Nursing home. So you could sign up to go on one of these outreach things and you know, be more direct help with those folks.
Yeah. Now, I know you've spent some time on UMCOR's website and Facebook and whatnot. And I didn't realize they were still on the ground in Ukraine.
Yep.
Now, when the Ukraine war first started, we were one of the first ones in, as we usually are. And one thing they're fond of saying is that we're the first in and last out, and we're making good on it. We're in Ukraine right now. And by we, I mean you, all United Methodists, on our behalf. Do you remember, like, what else?
Well, I went on the UMCOR's Facebook page, and they have some really great information about the stuff that they're doing. They've shifted how they help internationally. Like, the kits that we packed are not shipped internationally. Those are all for responding to natural disasters here in the United States. The reason for that is because the shipping costs just make it an inefficient use of funds. So what they focus on now is sending money and people to assure that that money is used to support organizations doing the work to help the relief directly.
Yeah, buying it locally if they can.
Exactly. Yeah. Buying locally, supporting local economies, supporting organizations that are already at work there so we're not duplicating efforts. I saw something on the UMCOR Facebook page about work being done in Gaza. An organization, MAG, I forget, but they do education with people in these war zones where there may be unexploded bombs sitting there as they're searching through rubble and homes. They posted they've provided education for almost 500,000 people in Gaza so that as they're going back through their homes, they don't accidentally trigger an explosive or something like that. I mean, this is work that's being funded by UMCOR in those places where people need it. By us, yeah.
Now, I can't help but notice how excited you get talking about it. And I love seeing that. What was it like to be at the depot spiritually? Like, what was the experience of doing this and being that close to it? What was it like?
Just very uplifting, because you're not doing any work alone. You know, you're working alongside people from across the Great Plains, plus people from other areas of the country, people you've never met before, and you're all there for the same reason, because you want to help people, because you want to make a difference. And one of the best parts is when you complete a pallet. There's a pallet prayer. And I
heard this yet.
I have video of this, and the prayer is just I can't say it directly, but it talks about one item at a time, one kit at a time, one pallet at a time, making a difference. And you say the prayer, and then everybody kind of pats their hand on the top of the pallet.
Oh, that is awesome.
And then there's the saying, "When the earth rocks, UMCOR rolls." We do kind of that cheer.
Okay, a little cheesy, but I'll still take. No, I'm kidding.
No, but it's just so moving to. You see so much division, and people are upset about a lot of bad things going on in the world, and we should be upset about it. And this is one of those things where we come together, and I'm reminded how many good people there are in the world who care about others. And that's what made a difference to me, was knowing that my little effort, my little putting one item in one kit, in one pallet, makes a difference, because we're all going in the same direction. And was just so moved even by the hospitality of the people who are on staff there at Sager Brown, welcoming almost 80 short-term volunteers. Plus they have long-term volunteers who serve as hosts there, welcoming the groups. And they one day talked about how many visits people had been to UMCOR, and there were one member of our team, of the Great Plains team, got her 5-visit pin, and then there are others, that got 10, 20, 30 times there, because it's so moving.
Small town outside of New Orleans. How's the gumbo?
Oh, the food is good. Like, it's a cafeteria there at Sager Brown, but boy, is the food good. They did a shrimp boil one night. It was, yeah. Chicken and sausage gumbo another night. Ooh. Yeah. And they had king cake, which is like a Mardi Gras tradition. It's good stuff. Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, there is a little bit of difficult news. Literally right before we hit record, Amy checked her email, and
Yeah, so Bishop Wilson sent an email. Our bishop of Great Plains Annual Conference sent an email to all of the folks in our Great Plains group that went to Sager Brown to let us know that the General Board of Global Ministries has made the very difficult decision to close the UMCOR depot there at Sager Brown. Decisions related to the cost of maintaining the facility for what?
It's there to ship internationally, and did you hear her say we don't ship internationally anymore because it's not the most efficient way?
Well, they didn't specify that in the letter.
Okay. This is me thinking.
Yeah, but it does make sense that might be, I don't know.
It's hard. It's been operating since the 90s, but at the same time, to be more efficient and to do more, to use everything that we give to do more good for more people in the best possible way. That part I get.
Yeah, it's it hurts in that our whole group was talking about going back there next year and doing this again, and knowing that that won't be possible, but also knowing how much we, the United Methodist Church, we pride ourselves that the money you give to a disaster 100% goes to that because of how efficiently we run things on the administrative level and keeping overhead as low as possible. The UMCOR Sunday offerings that pay for the administrative costs. So I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Because it was such a beautiful experience to be there, and knowing that UMCOR work is going to continue.
They have this is the depot, but there are other sites too that we have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
UMCOR is the reason that they're doing this is so that UMCOR can still stay focused on responding to disasters as much as well as they possibly can. And it sounds like they're restructuring how they do the distribution of the kits in the United States in a way that the Sager Brown location is no longer the most suitable place for that. But the letter did also say that the location there, that site of Sager Brown, will continue to be used in some way as a United Methodist ministry site.
As it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that site itself had closed for 20 years from when they closed the school to when they reopened it as the UMCOR depot. And, we believe in resurrection. And I think that whatever will happen at that site, at that beautiful place along Bayou Teche, I still think that it is holy ground that will continue to love and serve God's people.
Yeah, that first night you thought you didn't know you were on a body of water because you got there in the dark and you saw a boat going by your window.
Yeah, I was we arrived at night. In the morning I woke up, I was in the common room. I was just sitting there looking, and I was on my laptop, and I saw something out of the corner of my eye moving. I look, I'm like, that's a barge going by the window. And I realized there's a bayou out there, which it looks like a river. I need to look at the difference between a bayou and a river, but Bayou Teche is what is right there alongside Sager Brown.
Yeah. So I know a lot of you have supported UMCOR, and I hope you continue. Amy mentioned UMCOR Sunday. That comes up in March, and I anticipate sharing part of this interview with you all then, too, because it's so important that we support UMCOR and all that they do, and the reason we're able to do so much is because of what you give, so thank you for that. Amy, you weren't the only one from South Gate that went. You had a team. How many?
Including me, there were 13 of us. And even one of our groups, she's a long-term volunteer there, so she had been there all through January as a host and then joined us that 1 week as a short-term volunteer. So there were 13 of us from Southgate.
And you did your Wednesday video from there last week, and you had the great idea of asking each of your people for one word. And it was really moving to see, and with her permission, I want to share that with all of you. If you have a video of the pallet prayer, maybe we'll see. If I can, I'll include that too, if you'll let me.
Yeah, I'll track that down.
And I hope that you all are proud of what we do as United Methodists, and pray for UMCOR as they transition and make things even better than it is now. And thank you to Southgate for providing all of us with a good example. All right. I'll share the one words. See you soon, church.
See ya.
Hopeful.
Connection.
Renewal. Enlightening.
Inspirational.
Rewarding.
Fulfilling.
Blessed.
Love.
Awesome.
Fellowship.
Wow.
Most gracious and loving God, we come together to do your work, one item at a time, one kit at a time, one box at a time, one pallet at a time, to serve one person at a time, who is one from the multitude of your children in need across the world. Amen.